Hello everyone and welcome back to Income Investors. Now I did ask in a poll if anybody wanted me to make a part 2 of the dividend spreadsheet. I realised there was a lot of things that I did not cover in the first video, and so I'm going to cover a few things in this video, but the main of which being calculating average weighted dividend yield, which is a metric of calculating dividend yield to the weights of the holdings in your portfolio. And then we're also going to do PSR, which is how many shares you drip for each company per period. And we're going to show you how to add various graphs. So here we are in the dividend spreadsheet. The first thing I'm going to go over is PSR. PSR is how many shares you drip per period. So I've got 1 share of ADV here, roughly, and I will drip 0.013 shares per quarter, and I'm going to show you how to calculate that now. So you'll need your annual return, so we're going to do equals sum, double brackets, your annual return. On the annual return on this is 0.02, which is there. Then we're going to divide it by the amount of pay periods, which is 4 because it's quarterly, and then we're going to divide that by the share price finally over here, which so yeah, there we go. And then there you go, that's your dividend PSR, and you can drag this down for your other stocks, but you do need to remember that you have to change for companies that pay for different time periods. So for example, if we go down to NRZ, in fact no, Realty Income, that would be 12 because they pay monthly and not quarterly. Same goes for Sentiment, would be 2 because it only has 2 dividends. Same would be for Legal and General, they have 2 dividends, so that's quite simple. They also have 2 dividends. Royal Dutch Shell has none, currently have it, and Taylor Wimpey also has 2 dividends. So that's how you do PSR. So each period that the company pays a dividend, this is how many shares you will be buying on top of your current shares. The next thing I'm going to show you how to calculate is portfolio allocation, or weighting, as I've got it here. Now, the reason I've done a new column that says weighting here is because we'll need it for the average weighted yield. But it's basically the same thing. If you've already got portfolio allocation, then you can just use that and call from that. It gets shady when you are going from US and UK stocks, because you can see I've got these in dollars here, and my UK stocks are in pounds. So the best way to get around this would be type in a new column that says US stocks in pounds and just literally call the market values of each stock. So you can see that would be my AbbVie shares, that would be my Apple shares, and it'll just call them here. And then I've got a column next to them that converts them into pounds. So that is a code to convert them into pounds. You can see that N32 is this square here, and then you can go currency, USD, GBP, and then that will calculate into these. Then you can calculate your portfolio allocation or weighting with this here. Now basically what this does, it takes this number down here that we've done, which is the US stock converted into pounds, and divides it by the total market value in pounds. Now if you want to make it so that this does not change and it always uses that total, you put $signs next to the letter you're using, and then that will remain the same, and it won't go to 20 instead, obviously, because we want it to take it from the same total each time. So we can drag those down until we get to UK stocks. So that's down to Disney, there we go. And then we will have to calculate from the normal market values for these ones. So for these ones it would be equals sum, and then we would go, so it would be N10, and then we would divide that by our, it's N19. Let's just do this, bear with me, and then you would go like that, and that should be correct for that. There we go, and we can drag that down, and now we have accurate weightings for our portfolio. Okay, so now we've got our weightings, we can continue and calculate our weighted yield for each stock. So how we're going to do that is we're going to times the dividend yield by the weighting, and we can just do that for all of them, like this. And then what we do is, if we go down here, we can add all those up, and that will be our average weighted dividend yield. If you want to add some charts into your spreadsheet, it's quite simple. all you're going to do, let's say we want a portfolio allocation. We can select the tickers and our portfolio allocation, then go to insert chart. Then we'll get our chart. We can go down, select pie chart, and there you go. You've got your portfolio allocation. You can do the same thing with annual returns. Highlight those. Go down on the ticker again. Insert chart. There we go, and that is our annual returns. So we can now compare our returns from different things. You can see all the returns there, and we can now compare these. If you want a dividend chart, this does not automatically pull dividends. You have to do this manually. Now I just have a little column down here that says dividends received, and I type the total dividends in each month. I'll add them up in there, as you can see. And then I have that transferred onto a graph. So if we get these in, we can, if I am correct, we can, hang on, I think I accidentally moved those. We can go like this, get our information from there, just go all the way down to December, and we can click chart on there and go to a line chart. And there you go, that is your dividends tracked for you. Now if you want an industry allocation chart, you can do this, but it's a bit more complex. You click chart, go to pie chart, there you go, like that. But you can see for some reason they're all separate, so you click aggregate and it adds them all together. There you go, so that's the sum of everything. If you don't know what aggregate means, it just means everything. But there you go. You've got the 4 graphs that I've got. You can add different ones, obviously. I mean, you can add any graph into this. Just think about how it works, and you can easily add it. So thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's just a few little things that I wanted to show you that you can add if you want to make your portfolio more fancy. And some of this is actually quite useful. I like looking at the PSR because I can see, obviously, on sentiment, I'm dripping 2 shares per period, which is nice. You know, I'm buying full shares just for the dividends from that company. It's really interesting to see how much you're dripping. But the main thing in this episode is the weighted dividend yield. Weighted dividend yield is so helpful, and most trading platforms will not actually show you the weighted dividend yield except the more expensive ones. So if you're using Trading 212 or something and you want to calculate your average weighted yield, then you can do that. Average dividend yield is really simple. I'm sure you can figure that out. You just do the average. But average weighted yield is the one you really want if you've got unequal holdings in your portfolio. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you want to get a free share with Trading 212, the link is in the description. As it's worth up to £100. Simply deposit £1 into your account and you're away. I hope you all tune in next time, and I'll see you then.